Hey traders, good morning. I've got a great training session for you today, brought to us by a wonderful mentor named Ed Lattimore. Talks about how to be a professional, and for us specifically, we're going to refer to it and use it as being a professional trader. Are you a professional trader? Do you want to be a professional trader? How do you become a professional trader? Let's jump into it. All right, let's talk about this concept of being a professional in general, but for us specifically, being a professional trader. What does it take to be called a professional? I call myself a professional trader. Well, what does it mean? Does it mean that we are trading full time? I don't think it does. Does it mean that we are making $1 million a year? I don't think it does either. For me, in my life, my passion has been racing dirt bikes, motocross, and I remember transitioning when I was much younger from an amateur to a professional. And there were some qualifications and distinctions in there, but for me, the main qualifier of moving from an amateur to a professional was, instead of racing for little junky plastic trophies, you were racing for money. And I think that's a good metaphor for trading. Trading should be fun. It should be enjoyable. It should be a learning process for us, but it should be profitable for us. It should put money in our pocket. And there is a specific mental path that you have to follow to be a professional. So I wanted to share this with you guys today. This is just an absolutely fabulous piece that came out from Ed Lattimore. He runs a program called Stoic Street Smarts, and Ed bills himself as a writer. I tend to think of him more as a critical thinker or a thought provoker. And one of the things that you'll learn about trying to become a professional at anything is that it's important to surround yourself with not only like-minded people who are focusing on the same goals, objectives, but people that are maybe working at a little bit higher level than you. And Ed is a fantastic thought provoker. He put out this piece. I thought it would be absolutely applicable for us as traders. And I want to go through some of the points that he makes. Let's apply it to trading. And then I'm going to give you access to his unique program. It's called Hard Lessons Inner Circle. And it's a mentorship program that I've joined. I paid money out of my own pocket to be a part of. I believe in it. I think that it will make you a better trader, as well as help you personally, physically, spiritually, mentally, financially. So let's get into it. Let's apply it to trading. There's probably 6 or 7 points here. The first one is that professionals rely on habits and systems rather than just motivation. Now, here's the thing. Everyone has bad days, ups and downs, and yet some are able to power through regardless of the mood or the weather. Are these people some kind of ubermensch? I determine whether I go to the gym or not on how I feel, not whether or not I need to be in the gym, which of course I need to be in the gym every day, right? You got to power through. In a sense, they are ubermensches, but in another more important sense, they're like everybody else. They've just figured out what most people haven't. Systems and habits. Systems and habits are the key to reliable success. The path to improvement entails working even when you don't feel like getting out of bed. Racing motocross, we would say that you win championships on your bad days. You don't win championships when you go wire to wire for the win. You win championships when you crash off the start and you have to work your way through the field and maybe you salvage a fifth, but that fifth keeps you in the game. You have to make progress when you'd rather be resting and overall refusing to submit to the monkey inside our brain telling us to be lazy, which mine is there 24/7. Put succinctly, pros possess self-discipline. They keep training, practicing, and learning as much as they can. To the genuine professional, improvement is the only metric that matters. As traders, let's just focus on getting as good as we can. at the task that we are tasked with, and let's let the chips fall where they may. Let's let the money fall where it may. But let's do our job to trade well. On the other hand, amateurs rely on inspiration and motivation to get things done. But inspiration and motivation, they're fleeting emotions. So amateurs never come close to maxing out their potential. Systems and self-discipline. We have a proven system for trading the stock markets, and it instills self-discipline in you when you know, hey, I'm in Scott's program. Today's Monday. That means we're trading this, and this. Today's Wednesday. That means we're trading this, etc., etc. Plug into proven, reliable, historically successful systems, and it will help you with your self-discipline. Number two, I think this is critical as well. Professionals are patient. Amateurs are anxious. Because pros develop habits and systems to help them get to where they want to be, they're more focused on the process rather than the end result. This is the source of their patience. They know the best outcome is a byproduct of the best process. By focusing on the process, you can wait as long as it takes because you aren't chasing an outcome. We're in a bond trade right now that is testing our patience. I do believe we will be victorious in it, but you have to have the patience. Amateurs, however, can't wait because they seldom do anything consistently over a long period of time. They're more concerned about short-term progress. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, guys. This is a lifelong process that we are entering into as traders. The problem with short-term progress is that it's harder to come by reliably, and unlike long-term progress, it doesn't build up exponentially. You can't stack it because it's not consistent. Think of it like money. Let's say I give you $10,000. You go to the casino, put it all on red. Most likely you'll lose all your money. But even if you do win and you double up, you don't have any reliable, consistent system, way, or process to reproduce those results. Or you could just simply put your money in a passive index fund, maybe earn a conservative 7% annual rate of return, and you could reasonably and reliably double your money in 10 years, rule of 72, right? Quadruple it in 20 or nearly 8 times it in 3 years. It's a slow process, but the more patience you have, the greater your results. We are 3 years now into our ATM, passive investment program. We've tripled our money in that program. Started with 25,000, I'm close to 75,000. But it's $50 a day. It's $100 a day. It's slow, but it works. The same principle applies to most things in life. The better you delay gratification, the likelier you are to win. So one of the things that we talk a lot about in our live trading room is developing the skill set of sitting on your hands. Develop the skill set of having dry powder, buying power, sitting there on the sidelines, and you just sit there because you're waiting for the trades to come to you. You're not chasing them. Patience is a key part of being a successful trader. Next, number 3, we talk about being this idea that professionals are humble and amateurs are proud. If you want to improve at something, you better be prepared to swallow your ego. A person doesn't need to be superior in position or accomplishment in order to teach you something. Love that. Most important lessons can come from the most unexpected people. The amateur thinks he knows everything. If he listens, it's only to someone with an external markings of achievement. But the best teachers aren't going to repeat the same lesson over and over until you finally listen. The amateur, in his lack of humility, will forever remain ignorant. Because he's humble, the professional wants to receive tough love and constructive criticism. He knows that there are things others see that he can't, no matter how self-aware he is. He knows hearing what those people say is incredibly valuable. He doesn't even care if the criticism is mean. I'm not quite there yet. So long as it's truthful, right? The amateur, meanwhile, hates criticism because of his ego. He takes everything personally because he lets emotion control his life. He cares less about being great and more about feeling good. My trading has exploded in my life the day that I made the goal to consistently be the stupidest person in the room. Surround yourself with like-minded, successful people that have already achieved or are closer to achieving the goal that you yourself have. I love Ed Lattimore's program because it raises us up to another level. If you are open-minded, if you are in a position to say, hey, I want to grow, I want to learn. I always try to be the stupidest person in the room. I attend masterminds every single year, and we try to surround ourselves with smart people. That's one of the things that I think our live trading room brings to the table. How awesome is it to be able to plug into a program where every day 300 approximately 300 traders are getting together that are like-minded, that are focused on the same thing, all have different skill sets, knowledge bases, and contribute to our ultimate success. Professionals, this is a big one for me. Professionals are obsessed. Amateurs have a balanced lifestyle. Amateurs like to be well-rounded. You guys have heard the phrase, jack of all trades, masters of none. Because being a jack of all trades is a convenient excuse not to put in the hard work required to achieve mastery. We strive to achieve mastery in our trading. It doesn't take much to reach an intermediate or above average level in something. It really doesn't. That professional level, man, it's exponentially harder. Be it a career or a sport. But to win, you have to be willing to make sacrifice, blood, sweat, and tears. Of course, amateurs don't really want to win. Hell, they don't even want to compete. Sure, they might sound like they want to be competitive, but they just enjoy crossing the finish line. Not the agony of preparing for and running the race. Professionals, on the other hand, love to compete. Every day we go to war. We go to battle with the stock market. Some days we win, some days we don't. But it is let's be clear, it's a competition that we enter every single day. They enjoy the thrill and the agony of battle. They know that the process is more important than the thrill of victory. The only way to be a good competitor is to work on mastering your craft. Every day we work on it. Every day we study. Every day we talk about technical analyses or something that can improve our game. The easiest and perhaps only way to master your craft is to be obsessed with it. Guys, trading is hard. I'm going to share a truism with you. Trading is hard. And to the degree that we commit to being obsessed with it, I think equates directly to our success rate. Obsession scares amateurs because it means that they have to get serious. It can no longer be a part-time pursuit. You stop working on a plan B. How many of us have a plan B? Because maybe plan A, hey, it's not going to work out. You got to give up everything and attempt to make this your object of obsession and make it work out. I don't have a plan B, guys. I'm a trader. I'm a trader. I'm never going to be able to work for another human being ever again. I've been ruined in that aspect. I'm all in. Okay, the whole Cortez burn your boats mentality is the hallmark of being a professional. As I write this, I reflect on my boxing career. This is Ed talking here. When I was an amateur, I behaved more like a professional. However, as a professional, I behave like an amateur. You have to put in the work, guys. You have to be all in on this. Now, that doesn't mean that you got to go quit your day job and you've got to stare at the screen all day long, but you've got to be all in. You've got to commit to the process. I'm happy with how things turned out, but I will always wonder how much further I could have gone in my professional boxing if I hadn't pursued a physics degree or served in the Army. I made those moves because I was giving myself a plan B. This is, again, Ed talking. But a true professional would focus completely on plan A, regardless of their odds of success. Anybody that you can look at in the public society today that you view as quote-unquote successful was all in. They were all in. The stereotypical example of actors that are now earning $20 million a movie, but they moved to California with $20 in their wallet. They got a job waiting tables, and they never varied from that. They never looked at getting a plan B. They just continued to focus on their goals and objectives. Guys, you've got to be all in on trading. Every single trade ever done is a winning trade for one side of that transaction. If it's not the buyer, it's the seller. If it's the seller, it's the buyer, right? We just need to hone our skills so that we are on the right side of that trade more than not. That's the key. So again, I just love this idea. You know, it's interesting. We do scalping every Tuesday and Thursday. We are now averaging, our goal is to make $500 to $1,000 a day, and we are averaging more than $500 a day in there. We are averaging more than $500 a day. We are averaging more than $1,000 a week. We are averaging close to $5,000 a month, which is $60,000 a year. Nobody's going to retire on $60,000 a year. But you know what? It's 60 grand that you wouldn't otherwise have if you are too lazy or unwilling to put in the work and the effort. You got to decide how badly you want this. Professionals focus on what they can control. Amateurs try to control everything. I love this concept. I am a huge believer in Stoicism and Stoic principles. Marcus Aurelius. I love all of this whole entire concept that every day there's all kinds of crap that gets thrown at us. Some of it you can control, some of it you can't. Focus on what you can control. A recurring theme in books about psychology, leadership, and management is the locus of control. What's that mean? Well, Ed says, I'm not a psychologist, neither am I, but what follows is my amateur, ironic I know, understanding of the concept. Some people have an external locus of control. External. This means that they think everything happens to them and they have very little control. So as such, they're fundamentally reactive to everything, and they tend to not ever take responsibility in their lives. Life's just happening to me, and it's horrible, and I have no control, right? Others have an internal locus of control. That means they tend to think that everything is up to them, that they can change anything, and that everything that happens is their responsibility. You are the master of your domain. You control every outcome. Well, the truth isn't so black and white. Some things are within our control. Others are not. It's hard to overstate the importance of knowing how to tell the difference between the two. Guys, there's things that happen every day in the stock market that we have no control over. You got to roll with it. You've got to roll with the things we have no control over. What do we have control over? We have control over how much risk we're willing to take on in each one of our trades. We control the risk. The stock market does not decide how risky our trade is. We do, by virtue of how we set that trade up, how we position size in that trade. This is something pros tend to be good at. They identify what is within their control and then focus only on that. They don't worry about anything else because it would only drain them of energy. That could be used to make an actual impact. Stop focusing on the horrible, horrible things that are happening to you that you have no control over. Because I'll guarantee you that there's always something that you do have control. The world's amateurs love to talk and worry about things in which they have no stake or influence. It's not productive. Simply not productive, right? Love Stoic approach to life. Professionals respect luck. Amateurs rely on it. Look, if you can't identify what's within or outside of your control, you can never take steps to improvement, right? Some things are the result of luck. Some aren't. You're an amateur if you don't know when the outcome belongs in which group. We've gotten lucky many, many times where it's very easy to look at that trade and go, wow, I'm special. I'm unique. I'm amazing. Look at what I just accomplished. But we know that it was by fortune or being in the right place at the right time. Amateurs think think talent and dumb luck are big factors in achieving good outcomes. Man, they're lucky, right? You look at somebody that's successful, what is the first thing an amateur says? They're lucky. Or they believe that bad outcomes are the result of bad luck. Rarely does an amateur consider that their bad decisions are responsible for their bad outcomes. Likewise, the amateur never credits your good decisions for your good outcomes. Everything works against them. Everything that does work against them, it can't be them. It has to just be bad luck, right? Now, don't get me wrong, luck does exist, and we know that. In trading, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. But you are in the wrong place at the wrong time. But a critical difference between the professional and the amateur is that the professional recognizes and respects that it is, in fact, luck. Okay. When you refuse to take responsibility for your bad outcomes, you just blame it on bad luck. You can't learn from them. You can't improve them. You can't learn from them when you refuse to give others credit for their hard work or good decisions. When you blame everything on luck, you won't be motivated to work to improve because you don't see that correlation between your efforts and the outcome. To move from an amateur level to a professional level, you must practice absolute responsibility. We talk about it in the trading room as owning your trade. Because I'm not a trade alert service. I'm not sending a text to you on your phone every day saying, jump into this stock, short this stock. I'm just showing you what I'm doing as a full-time professional trader. You need to take that information and own the trade. Take responsibility for your trade, right? Owning the trade. This has two components. Number one, if it looks like luck is responsible for an unfavorable result, look for all the ways your decision led up to you being where you were when this unfortunate event happened. Analyze the situation. This may sound extreme, but the attitude you must adopt is that everything is your fault, even if it isn't. Because we ultimately have to take responsibility for what we do with our money. I can't do that for you. Nobody should do that for you. When evaluating others, resist the temptation to attribute any of their success to good luck. Man, I wish I was as lucky as that guy. Right? We think that a lot. Much like you did when you're looking over decisions that led to the illusion of your bad luck, you must look to see every way that another person's success resulted from their good decisions. Bad things happen to good people. I have a neighbor that has inoperable brain cancer. She didn't deserve that. She didn't do anything bad to get that. But generally speaking, our life leaves clues and actions correlate with results, and good actions have good results. Bad actions have bad results. Same in trading, right? Sure, luck and timing are helpful, but if you don't do the work, no amount of luck in the world will save you. We've had some amazing trades, but you're never going to have an amazing trade if you're not stepping up to the plate and swinging the bat, right? We're in the market every day. Good, bad, or indifferent, no matter what the market's doing, we're in there. We're in there swinging, okay? So again, the harder we work as traders, the luckier we get. Professionals have an abundance mindset. Amateurs have a scarcity limitation. There's no guarantees that I can make in our trading room. Our trading room's $250 a month. Every once in a while, we will have somebody that is canceling the program. The reason for their cancel is too expensive. $250 a month is too expensive. Now, again, I can't make any guarantees, but if you have the minimum size portfolio that we recommend for this program, and you're not making thousands of dollars a month, something's wrong. Something's wrong, okay? Can't guarantee that because that's not how the market works, but something's wrong. And if you're making more than you're spending, that seems like a good deal to me. It's never really about money. The program could be $1. You'd still have people say it's too expensive, right? And it's not because of the value quotient of the process or the product. It's about mindset. People, because they don't believe in pure luck and instead develop habits and systems to achieve success, professionals have an abundance mindset. Glass is always half full. Pros understand that there is enough success to go around. They know they have nothing to lose and a lot to gain from helping other people. It's a whole premise that our live trading room was built on. Hanging out with other people and helping each other get better. It's the whole premise of what Ed is creating here with his Hard Lessons Inner Circle program. Pros understand there's enough success to go around, right? Amateurs, on the other hand, have a scarcity mindset. They don't believe in helping others because they don't want to create potential competitors. If I help you, it hurts me. What a toxic idea. All of this comes back to the mindset. Your mindset is the number one most important thing to being a professional trader. This is great news for you, especially if you've identified more with the amateur in this post, though it's not always easy. It isn't easy. It for sure isn't easy, but you can change your mindset. You have to deal with both internal and external obstacles. You got to deal with negative self-talk. Man, it's tough, isn't it? When you have a losing trade, you think, man, I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm losing money. This doesn't work. All of that negative self-talk comes into play. Skewed self-perceptions, right? Do we truly understand where we are at in this cycle? Or do we view ourselves through maybe rose-colored glasses? People in your life who don't want you to change. Are there people that are supporting you, loved ones, spouses? Are there people that are supporting you in your trading journey? Or do they deride you? That matters. But in the end, Ed says, listen, this will all be worth it. I love these concepts. I love what Ed does and how he basically forces you to think critically about yourself. And he says, listen, if you want to learn the strategy, the tactics, the approach that he took to get sober, was a drug addict, get educated, get your life together. And this guy has got his life together, guys. You might want to join the Hard Lessons Inner Circle. It's a 6-month to 6-month to 6-month mastermind where you get together with like-minded people. It's awesome. I've paid the full price for it. His enrollment for this program right now is open for the next week, and then he's closing the doors. He wants to sort of onboard a small amount of people and walk them through this process, guide them, teach them, calls it the Inner Circle. I think it's a great program. I would highly recommend it to all of you that you take a look at it. Again, I'm part of his program. I believe in everything that he puts out. I think it is valuable information for us, not, again, just as traders, but in life in general. It will help you personally, physically, spiritually, mentally, as well as financially. So I'm going to drop a link in the description box below for Ed's program, the Hard Lessons Inner Circle program. Check it out. I'd love to see you in there with me. I think it's a valuable tool. And I appreciate you guys again as traders and hope you guys are having a good trading week.